Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1500! 1,500! Woo!
Yep.
Yay!
All right.
It is time. We're halfway to 3,000. Jeez. 1,500 today.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Can I get like some kind of explosive? Not anyone explosive though from North Korea. Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Those idiots better stop it, cause our president is pissed. He's going to shoot down any missile. Hopefully that's what I'm hoping for, because Trump said something to the effect that said he would cause some kind of war.
Will be met with fire.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Fire! Fire! I am the god of hellfire.
Mike's
This show
Daily
is interesting today.
Podcast.
Can you dig it?
Yeah! That's right, we can. So, let me just do a little magic here. And welcome you to Mike's Daily Podcast, the 1,500th episode. Yes, I've been doing this show for a long time. Why is the question. Hey, usually a door opens right here. Oh, look. Who it is. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Radio Queen. How y'all doing? Happy 1,500, Mark. And here's my horse, Nelly.
And it's the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
How's it feel to be like an idiot that does 1,500 podcasts? And I brought in my cow.
Hi, cow. Feels good. How now, brown cow, is what I should have said. Oh, sorry. Hey, look who else walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Have some more.
You know, thank you, Brewmaster. It's a crazy show. Mike's Daily Podcast. But I'm happy to have done 1,500 episodes. It goes back, my friend, back to 2011 was when I started Mike's Daily Podcast. I started podcasting in late 2008, but this show, I came upon the name.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Because I thought of three things that I like. I like podcasts. I like doing it daily, hearing daily things. Sort of like a daily cup of coffee. Like a daily Joe. A morning Joe. Ooh, maybe not that.
Go!
Maybe not a Scarborough show. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? And then I thought, I like Mike. So therefore, the show, Mike's Daily Podcast. And I was happy to bring it to you. But the podcast picture today is of me. It's me because this show's about me, and it always has.
This show is about me, and it always has been.
The podcast picture is Basil the boxer and I, and Basil likes to dance, and when he dances, he makes this sort of sound. This is Basil dance. That's a picture of us in Carmel. So see that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, where you can also help out the show through the PayPal. I'm not mentioning Amazon anymore. Okay, I just did. And I just realized, too, that if you look at my website on Google Chrome, if you got the ad blocker on, you don't even see the Amazon icon thing, so that's ridiculous. The internet world, the tech world. I'm just a layman. Wish I was laying down right now. I wish I was sleeping, because it's 5:41 in the morning, and it's cold now. It's cold in the Bay Area, my friend. And I just have topics that I wrote down somewhere. Oh, is this it? Oh, man, I had a lot of cool topics I was going to chat about today. One of them was the blame game. You know, I've talked about the Monday blame game. In fact, I did a little Monday blame gaming this past week because there was this thing going on when I got into work where stuff was everywhere and askew. And it's sort of like No, it is like. It's not sort of like or kind of like. Let's not hedge it. Let's not do the millennial hedge. Everybody goes, well, it's kind of like, and I kind of sort of, it's kind of like, right? It's kind of like, you know what I mean? So, right? That was my imitation of a millennial. Want to hear I have another M imitation. An M imitation would be my Mitch McConnell. Here we go.
Well, we're going to pass the tax reform bill. It's going to be great, and everybody's going to have taxes taken away from them, and it's going to be awesome.
We're moving things along, and we're moving them along fast.
Trying to get that tax reform done. No, I just think we use... we use that way too much. And right? We throw that in too much. We need to stop with our hedging. That's kind of ridiculous. We got to get rid of that because we're being too wishy-washy as a nation. We got to put our foot down and say how it is. That the Monday blame game is ridiculous. And I participated in it on Monday because when I got into work, everything was just crazy here and there and everywhere. And not, there's certain things like when you record a show at a radio station and you use this computer program called Adobe Audition. When you are done, you save your show and then you close the Adobe Audition software. Because someone walks in and sees a show up on the computer, they're like, well, did somebody save this? What's going on here? If I close this and it disappears, will that show be gone? Was it saved anywhere? These questions pop up. You don't want to destroy someone else's work. Imagine, I'm trying to explain to people, the layman, the layperson, what radio is about. Imagine your office, right? And everybody else uses your office. You don't have an office in radio. You've got a studio that everybody else uses. Everybody walks in and out. And things can get chaotic, especially when radio is mostly men. This is true, mostly men. And you know how we are, men. We can be a little bit... I'm sorry. We are uncleanly. We just throw crap around. We leave stuff sitting out. And we can be messy. Very, very messy. So the thing is, we always get down on each other. In every radio station I've ever worked for, it's been memo after memo. And then in the digital age, it's been email after email. And then in the millennial phone days, it's been text after text saying, come on, leave this place clean. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, but I got sucked into the blame game at my other job, my weekend job, which I am so close to quitting on. Because I really don't need the stupid emails on Monday morning. I have mentioned this before. This is the email I got. It was, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was, this is disgusting. Somebody cut their nails in the studio and left the nails there. And who left the broken coffee cup in the sink, in the kitchen sink? And I don't remember any nails. I would never cut my nails anywhere except for at home, in the privacy of my own bathroom. And that's all you need to know, right? We don't need to go into cutting nails because it's disgusting. Unless I had some very expert pedicurist pedicuring away and pedicuring my feet, which need so much pedicuring and just curing overall. But good God, that stupid email I got. And he sends it out to all the people that work part-time. And so we all get thrown in the blame game, even though I know it's one particular stupid person that apparently has no... That's the one that should be getting the email. And the guy that sent the email knows why he blanketed emailed all of us. That's what sucks about emailing. And I guess back in the day, that was what sucked about getting memos. He'd kill a couple trees, print out this memo, no nail cutting in the studio, and give it to everybody. The stupid memo. Blame game. So It's Wednesday, though. It's no longer the Blame Game Monday show. And I wanted to point out something that's been in my mind. So we say, I've heard this a couple times. I haven't seen it. But there apparently is a hookup culture going on because phones make it so easy for us to hook up. Used to say the phone was off the hook if it was off the hook. And nobody could call you because your phone was not on the cradle, and thus it wouldn't ring if somebody called. And then we would say if something was really cool, it was off the hook. But then we've always had hooking up has been around a while. I've heard this expression, but as of late, it's been big. Hookup culture, and I haven't seen it, but apparently I live in it. Have I been participating in it? No! Have I been getting texts from people going, Mike, you need to call so-and-so. Did you call her yet? No. My friend, you're never going to get anywhere if you don't call her. Okay, thank you. Do you not... I love people that just throw their advice at me like that. Having to do with this one particular woman that he apparently thinks, my friend thinks that I would be good with, but I know the situation, and we would not be good together. Not even in a hookup. It would be a bad situation with the hooking up. So, but people's advice is always welcome, isn't it? No, it's not. And then finally, I wanted to talk about somebody, speaking of radio, that couple things. First off, two things, real quick. There was a guy that called me while I was producing someone else's radio show yesterday, calling from Florida, saying that he was suing the sheriff because he wouldn't prosecute the drug dealers that were dealing drugs in front of his business. What was his business? His business was a used truck lot. And he's calling me from Florida, basically near where my mom lives, Daytona Beach, calling me here in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, basically, about this and wanting to talk about it on a financial radio station. I don't know how he got our phone number. I don't know what the guy did. He talked to me for about 15 minutes, and he was the kind that at least I take a breath. At least I try and talk naturally with you.
The tools online known as price charts to determine when to buy, when to sell, but also, I'm going to stop every 5 words while I am talking.
Yeah, and again,
I just wanted to bring that guy into the situation because he's an annoying voice. I don't know if you heard that voice. That guy's voice is basically all over the radio these days. But Mike, it sounded like you. No. Please do not compare me with that guy that just talked. And the second thing I wanted to talk about on the radio.
15 to 20 years now, right?
On my podcast with random things being thrown at you. No, the final thing is that people in radio can get a little down on themselves. They can be a little judgmental with the art, if we want to call it, the audio art that they produce. And I had one such person having this moment of doubt on Monday, and he does a show on the weekend, and I produce his show. And he comes in, and he gives me this. So basically, this is how it works. They are responsible for the show. They are responsible for the content. I don't write their content. I don't come up with the only thing I come up with is I take their voice and put it to tape, as it were. I record them. That's all I do. That's all I have to do, and make the show. But he's like, well, you know what you need to do? And this guy started giving me this list of things he wanted me to do, to which I am, all I do is record you. You have to come up with the content. It's all on you, buddy. So that happens a lot in radio, where people they make you do their jobs, and that sucks. And that happened to me about a year ago with someone I produced his show. And I brought it up with the management, and they said, no, that's verboten. That's not how it is. So at least the company I work for stands behind you. But here is MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. This is my own creation, not affiliated with any company. But now we've made it up to 1,500, so I know a lot of companies would like to be part of that because they'd be impressed. Hey, Mike, way to go. Good job. And the podcast picture is of Basil and I in Carmel. Recently, we went there. It was a wonderful time. Matt Lauer's been fired, everybody. Oh, and then, yeah, the missile, you've heard about that. And Kim Jong-un, that little flat-top piece of crap, said, oh, we can hit anywhere in the United States. So now it's Matt Lauer that apparently is the subject of sexual harassment allegations. They said Andrew Lack, the NBC News president, said that on Monday night we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. He said the allegation against Matt represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company standards. As a result, we've decided to terminate his employment. Wow. This is going to just... Savannah Guthrie, Matt's co-host, announced the news this morning, actually, appearing on the verge of tears. She said, all we can say is we are heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. She described Lauer as a dear, dear friend. Do I have that audio? I don't think I do. As a dear, dear friend, and said, we are heartbroken for the brave colleague who came forward to tell her story.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Today. And Hoda's here with me this morning because this is a sad morning here at Today and at NBC News. Just moments ago, NBC News Chairman Andy Lack sent the following note to our organization. Dear colleagues, on Monday night, we received a detailed complaint from a colleague about inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace by Matt Lauer. It represented, after serious review, a clear violation of our company's standards. As a result, we have decided to terminate his employment. While it is the first complaint about his behavior in the over 20 years he has been at NBC News, we were also presented with reason to believe this may not have been an isolated incident. Our highest priority is to create a workplace environment where everyone feels safe and protected.
Well, there you go. Hey, I am 100% behind that. You got to have a workplace that people can work at. Look, I've listened to a lot of liberal, quote-unquote, media talking about Al Franken, and, you know, the guy is not... I will not defend Al Franken, because it's starting to... I think that's a... You don't want to get... you don't want to back that up, basically, because Al Franken's got some other things that... I read his book, the... Rush Limbaugh is a big fat idiot and all that, and I don't remember there's being any sort of stuff that would hint that Al Franken is a male scum, except for the part that he talked about a lot of interns working for him and did all the research. He made him do all this research for his book. I remember that part, but other than that. But still, there's something about Al, this whole thing, I'm backing up. I'm like, no, I don't want to back that guy up. I'm backing away. But Monica Lewinsky took to Twitter yesterday to serve up a correction to the title of an upcoming true crime series special about her affair with Bill Clinton and his impeachment. The 2-hour special from CNN's HLN, Headline News, is titled The Monica Lewinsky Scandal. But now Monica Lewinsky, an anti-bullying activist, suggested the focus should not be on her, but rather on Clinton and his impeachment. The former White House intern called out HLN's announcement in a tweet, crossing out the Monica Lewinsky scandal title and replacing it with the Starr investigation or the Clinton impeachment. Fixed it for you, she added in the tweet. You're welcome. Lewinsky received an outpouring of support after her post, with one commenter calling on people to stop victimizing Monica. And Trump, by the way, has already weighed in on the Lauer firing. He took to Twitter within minutes of the news and said, wow, Matt Lauer was fired from NBC for, quote, inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. But when will the top executives at NBC and Comcast be fired for putting out so much fake news? Check out Andy Lack's past, he added, referring to the chairman of NBC News. Wow. And that's, there you go. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcast Valley. What an exciting Mike's Daily Podcast that was today, wasn't it? The 1500th episode. Next show, we will have the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.